Marjorie Taylor Greene and Matt Gaetz, two right-wing members of Congress, have engaged in this joint fundraising effort. It's a tour that they've really gotten a lot of attention for in California because 4 different venues in Orange County have canceled them. But the whole point was to raise money for the Republican Party, for their campaigns, and it turns out that the opposite is happening. This might just be nothing more than a vanity project for them, and it's costing them quite a bit of money. So since Gaetz and Greene kicked off their joint fundraising committee with a May 7th event at the Villages in Central Florida, their campaigns and joint fundraising committee have posted a combined loss of $342,000. According to recent filings with the Federal Election Commission, that joint fundraising effort, Put America First, reported only $59,345.54 in contributions. Now, that sort of meager haul would be fine for a dinner or a one-time event, but Gaetz and Greene have repeatedly held high-profile events and spent a whopping $287,036.19 to hold them, meaning they're in the hole by more than $225,000. So they're losing money. The question is, if this is supposed to be about fundraising and it turns out that they've been losing money, why are they doing it? And I pose that question to you, Dr. Richey.
Because they're twiddle-dee and twiddle-dum. That's why. They thought they were going to make money, Anna. They did this whole thing because they literally thought they could go around the country, call it America First, and make a bunch of money. As a matter of fact, the scheduling tour, if they would have hit their markers, they would have been swimming in cash. They would have been close to $1 million right now. But the cancellations, the lack of support, and generally, and I'm glad to see this by the way, generally, the leadership of the Republican Party, who can be very good at helping you raise money, they have not been supportive of this effort at all. But let's not forget, Matt Gaetz is under investigation.
Yep.
For being a pedophile.
Allegedly.
Let's be very clear, allegedly, right? He's under investigation for that, allegedly. And you have Marjorie Taylor Greene, who can't put one policy sentence together. And so when they get these cancellations, Anna, they're saying things like on social media, come support us outside of this random ass building as we fight communism. No, as we fight, we just got canceled and we don't have anywhere to go. So can you meet us at this random location? And then like 10 or 20 people show up.
No, my favorite twist in this entire thing was Matt Gaetz taking it upon himself to do this like rally or this protest right outside of the courtroom as Britney Spears was, in the court proceedings to try to end her conservatorship. And it's like, does Matt Gaetz think we're gonna forget about what he's being investigated for? Like he's trying to pose as like this great guy who's looking to free Britney Spears from an awful, awful conservatorship. But that's not gonna make people forget what he's being investigated for. That DOJ investigation is based on some incredibly serious allegations. And so I think you make a really good point about the Republican establishment and how they've kind of been quiet about this fundraising tour. Why do you think that is?
Oh my goodness, because of the investigation, because of Marjorie Taylor Greene's insanity. And let's be clear, nobody liked Matt Gaetz in the beginning. Like nobody likes the guy, right? So as soon as stuff started coming out, all of the Republicans snitched on him secretly. They started telling all kinds of stories about things that he was showing them on his cell phone, women that he had slept with, naked pictures in his cell phone on the congressional floor. They all started talking to media outlets because they don't like the guy. So no one likes Marjorie Taylor Greene either. So these individuals, they're really made for each other. They're made for each other.
Yep.
I think they are both morally corrupt, morally bankrupt, which is a little different, meaning they had no moral fortitude in the beginning. They have found each other. They don't care. They're not holding each other accountable to some kind of values core. They don't care about that. What do they care about? They care about position, they care about propaganda, and they care about money, which they thought they were going to make. And let's not forget also, how in the hell does Matt Gaetz still have position and power and sits on committees?
No, I know.
Liz Cheney does not.
No, it's amazing. I mean, because it shows you that the Trump era still infects the Republican Party, right? Because Trump's base still exists and Republican voters overwhelmingly approve of Trump. So Liz Cheney speaking out against Trump is, this awful, awful violation for the Republican Party at this point. Whereas someone like Matt Gaetz, who's being investigated by the DOJ for potentially paying for a minor to travel across state lines to have sex with him, that's not enough of an offense to kick him off of his committee assignments. It's insane. But does it really surprise anyone that Matt Gaetz behaves in the way that he does? Because when you look at his early years, he was able to act as though he was above the law, and his papa got involved and bailed him out. Remember, he got caught driving under the influence, and he didn't have to suffer the same consequences that other people would have to suffer for driving under the influence. His dad, who had some political power, got involved in that case in Florida and got him off easy. So if you know that you're connected and can be, treated as though you're above the law, why not act as you're above the law? Like, that's what's happening right now. I mean, like, imagine facing a serious investigation like that and then just like gallivanting around the country, doing rallies outside of the courthouse for Britney Spears and like doing a little show for everyone. It's sick. It's so sick.
Yeah. His confidence is amazing. If we all had that kind of confidence, just think about it, Anna. The level of confidence this guy has.
My God.
He's still doing fundraisers while being under investigation for the one thing that no one wants to ever be under investigation for, right? And you have privilege out of control. Now, here's the danger of privilege. When you're not allowed to face the penalty of your decisions, you do not develop in your character barriers. You have no healthy barriers. And when you do not have healthy barriers, the more position and rank and authority you receive in life, the more your barriers will get exposed. And that's what has happened to Matt Gaetz.
Yeah. I can't wait to see where Gaetz ends up. I mean,
he's gonna end up in the poker, Anna.
I hope so. I hope so.
That's exactly where it's going.
I'm gonna lose hope. I'm gonna lose hope in this country if he doesn't.
Yeah, he's going to the pokey.
Keep hope alive. Send Matt Gaetz to the pokey, okay? Send him.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.